So, the main purpose of this current affairs class is we are going to cover all the important issues which happened national, international wise across the related to UPSC syllabus. So, in this class we are going to include the topics which are related to all the different subjects. You might have known the students, this year prelims exams, it emphasized current affairs pretty much very high. Even they ask about the Ukraine border country and Armenia Azerbaijan controversy, they ask. Even they ask question on the G20 also, G20. So, the emphasis on the current affairs is increasing. Even they are doing the current affairs related GS also. For example, regarding the president, the time required for the president assent to bill, that is also one of the question from the Indian polity, whether there is a time limit or not. Why that question been asked? Because this time governors, they are keep on pending the bills. So, they want to test your knowledge whether there is any time limit in giving the assent to the bills, either by the governor or by the president. Even regarding the article 355 also one question been framed. Okay, what is the responsibility of the center with respect to state? What is the responsibility? Center has to protect the state against external aggression as well as internal disturbance. That kind of questions been appeared in this UPSC. So, that means more or less 20 to 30 questions, either directly or indirectly, they are related to current affairs in every prelims. So, in the last week, these are some of the important topics which happened in the news. Okay. In the next week, it is going to be some other issues, like yesterday Law Commission recommended that sedition must be continued, and the sentence and the punishment for the sedition also should be increased from 3 years to how many years? Law Commission recommended that sedition should be continued, and the punishment for sedition also must be increased from how many years to how many years? Increased from 3 years to 7 years. Now, it is 3 years, sedition charges increased to 7 years. We will discuss that in the next week. Even this UPSC prelims also, they ask one question, which of the following is a constitutional body and which one is a statutory body? In that they given one option as a Law Commission also. Law Commission is a statutory body or constitutional body? Executive body, must be very clear. Executive body. Temporary or permanent? Law Commission is a temporary or permanent? Give two options, any of the option give me. Temporary or permanent? Temporary, yeah. Finance Commission is a constitutional body or statutory body? Temporary or permanent? Temporary, very good. Delimitation Commission, constitutional or executive body? Delimitation Commission, constitutional body. Rest of the people? Statutory body. Delimitation Commission is a statutory body which is established according to the law made by the Parliament. We will discuss in today's class, okay, regarding the delimitation. So, first I am listing out the topics we are going to discuss in today's class. Delimitation. You know that South Indian states are complaining that North Indian state will get more seats in Lok Sabha. So, why that will happen? Why we are taking 1971 as a base year, and why it will not change till 2026? We are going to discuss. So, first topic is the Delimitation Commission. Then we will discuss about Manipur violence, why violence is happening in Manipur, and in this context we are going to discuss about Article 355 and Article 365. We will discuss, and we will discuss about various tribes present in the Manipur, and one of the important national park in Manipur, Kebul Lamjau National Park. We will discuss that. Next, new parliament and Sengol controversy. Regarding this, we are going to discuss about the new parliament. Apart from that, we will discuss about the Central Vista project. It has been a lot in news. Central Vista project. What are present in the Central Vista project? We will discuss. And in examination point of view, who are the architects behind the Central Vista project? Apart from that, why we require the new parliament? This kind of things we will cover. Next, the official visit of the Prime Minister of Nepal to India. Here we are going to discuss about India-Nepal relations, okay, in terms of economic relations, in terms of the political relations. Tell me students, whether Nepal is present in the SAARC, whether Nepal is having the membership in the SAARC or not? Yes or no? Yes, very good. Where is the SAARC headquarter? Kathmandu, Nepal. So, if Nepal is not a member, then how come the headquarter present in Nepal? Okay. So, whether the whether the Nepal is having the membership in ASEAN? ASEAN? Yes or no? No. What about BIMSTEC? BIMSTEC? Yes. Okay. This you have to know the students. Nepal is having the membership in the BIMSTEC. BIMSTEC stands for multi-sectoral, technical and economic cooperation, BIMSTEC. Whether India is having the membership in the BIMSTEC? India, Sri Lanka, Maldives? No, Maldives don't share the Bay of Bengal. Maldives present in where? Arabian Sea. Maldives present in the Arabian Sea, Indian Ocean. It don't cover the Bay of Bengal. It's present towards the Arabian Sea side. So, it don't get. And next we will discuss about the government immunity. What is Article 298 is talking about and what is Article 299 is talking about, we will discuss. What is the meaning of this government immunity? And finally, we will discuss the Govardhan scheme. Okay. So, why it is in news? Government of India, nowadays they are increasing the CNG, they are encouraging the usage of CNG vehicle. You might have known that, compressed natural gas. Regarding this, we will discuss about the Govardhan scheme and what government want to do. Even you know students, this Govardhan scheme, it was mentioned in the budget also. This year union budget also, they mentioned about this scheme, Govardhan scheme. So, these are the 6 topics we are going to discuss. At the end of the class, we will solve 10 MCQs around, important MCQs based on this week's. So, for the next 2 hours or so, we are going to discuss about these topics. Once you are having good foundation, in future weeks, after 3 weeks or after 4 weeks, some of these issues will repeat again. So, your current affairs knowledge will consolidate over the period of time. The only thing is you have to repeat, consistently you have to listen the topics. Commission, delimitation commission. So, delimitation commission, listen guys, delimitation commission will be appointed to implement the process which is mentioned in the article 82. But the delimitation commission itself is not mentioned in the article 82. So, never ever get confused on that. Delimitation commission is not a constitutional body, it is a statutory body. Delimitation commission according to parliament law, according to parliament law. So, delimitation commission will be appointed. So, delimitation commission is nothing but what? It is a statutory body. It is a statutory body states. So, first delimitation commission was appointed in 1952. Subsequently, delimitation commission appointed in 1962 as well as in 1972 and recently in 2002. So, in exams, you must remember that delimitation commission is appointed 4 times so far. So far it appointed for 4 times, 52, 62, 72 and 2002 based on the respective census. 52 based on the 51 census, 62 based on 61 census, 72 based on the 71 census and 2002 based on the 2001 census. What the delimitation commission will do? Delimitation commission will do following things. It decides about number of seats in Lok Sabha, number of seats in Lok Sabha. It also decides about number of seats in assembly, number of seats in assembly, and it also decides about boundaries of Lok Sabha and assembly constituencies, boundaries of Lok Sabha and assembly constituencies, and delimitation commission also deals with the SC ST reservations. All these are things dealt by the delimitation commission. Number of seats in Lok Sabha, that means for example, Telangana is having how many seats in Lok Sabha? 17, Andhra Pradesh 25. Who will decide? Delimitation commission will decide. Strength of assembly, Telangana assembly strength 119, Andhra Pradesh 175, decided by the delimitation commission. Constituency, Secunderabad constituency, Malkajgiri constituency, their limits are decided by delimitation commission. And you know that in Lok Sabha and assembly we are having only SC ST reservation. We don't have the women reservation and we don't have the BC reservation also. So, these are decided by the delimitation commission. So, delimitation commission appointed 4 times. But only the problem is delimitation commission will decide, for example, Telangana will have 17 seats, Andhra Pradesh will have 25 seats. That will be decided by delimitation commission based on what? Based on population. Based on population. But what happened, you know students, from 1951 to 1971, from 1951 to 1971, the population growth rate in North India, and South India, more or less it was similar. But after 1970s, when Indira Gandhi was Prime Minister of 1970s, the population growth rate, I am not talking about the population absolute number, I am talking about population growth rate. Population growth rate in South India is decreasing, okay, whereas population growth rate in North India is remains same or increasing. Why? Because the family planning program in South India, it implemented effectively. So now, who got the population advantage, North India or South India? North India, okay. After 1971, so the population growth rates, in North India is way more than the South India, This resulted to high population in North India, So when you are having high population means you will get more number of seats, isn't it? Because the number of seats in Lok Sabha and Assembly is based on what? Is based on the population. High population in North India means higher seats to North India, in both Lok Sabha and states also, they will have high number of assembly seats. Are you understanding? To prevent this, what we done to prevent this? We took the population census up to 1971 and we stopped there. That means in 1981, in 1991, okay, in 1981, 1992, in 2002, we did not increase the number of seats in Lok Sabha and we did not increase the number of seats in Assembly also. Why? To prevent the advantage to this North Indian states. Okay, students. In 1971, we stopped increasing number of seats in Lok Sabha, and Assembly. We stopped number of seats increase in Assembly in Lok Sabha. Initially we stopped till 2001, but we extended now up to which year? Up to 2026. Okay. Recently, actually, they asked one question in the UPSC prelims. The vote value of Puducherry is higher than the, Arunachal Pradesh. That was one of the statement in question. Actually, that's true, because in the president election, you don't go with the 2011 census. In president election, you will go with the 1971 census. If you calculate the MLA vote value in 1971, the vote value of Puducherry is always higher than the vote value of Arunachal Pradesh. They given one more statement also. The MLA vote value of Kerala is higher than the Madhya Pradesh. Madhya Pradesh higher than Kerala, the statement given. That is also the wrong. In fact, Kerala MLA vote value is higher than the Madhya Pradesh. Generally, we think that Madhya Pradesh population is higher, so Madhya Pradesh vote value will be the higher, but that is wrong. In fact, Kerala vote value is higher. That basics you will cover in president election. Are you done with the president? In president election, you might have read that MLA vote value will be calculated according to what? What is the population? What is the formula for that? MLA vote value. Total population of the state divided by total elected MLAs. Because MLAs will be the Anglo-Indian MLA also. Anglo-Indian MLA will not be there, only elected MLAs, that you have to know. Anyhow, now we stopped giving reservation to Anglo-Indians. That is a different story. Which amendment? 104 amendment. Okay, friends, in 1971, we stopped increasing the number of seats in Lok Sabha and we stopped increasing the number of assembly seats also. So, we do not increase till when? Till 2026. After 2026, only whichever the first census will come, based on that number of seats will be increased. So, this is about the delimitation. So, now quickly we will go back. What we are discussing? We are discussing about the delimitation issue. Why we are discussing about the delimitation in the issue in the current affairs class? Because the South Indian state, they are complaining that in this delimitation process, North Indian state will be represented higher. Because now in delimitation, the present delimitation, they are going to take 2011 census. So far we took which census? 1971. If they take 2011 census, then obviously who will get more number of seats? North India will get more number of seats. Already the Finance Commission also, they took 2011 census and given more funding to the North India. So when you already lost financially, now we are going to lose democratically also. That is what South Indian states are complaining. That is the reason now we are discussing in this class. So here Delimitation Commission deals with the number of Lok Sabha seats as well as assembly seats, and Delimitation Commission is appointed by Parliament. So Delimitation Commission is a statutory body. So for how many times Delimitation Commission appointed? 4 times. The delimitation process mentioned in which article? 82. But does the article mention about any delimitation commission? No. Okay. In polity you will read detail. What is the composition of delimitation commission? Who will lead the delimitation commission? Tell me students, who acts as the chairman of delimitation commission? Who acts as chairman of delimitation commission? Election Commission of India. You want me the options? You want options? You want options? Chief Election Commissioner, Election Commissioner, President, Eminent Jurist. Chief Election Commissioner. Question: who acts as the chairman of Delimitation Commission? Have you heard about the word Delimitation Commission? Yes or no? Yes, a Delimitation Commission. Who acts as the chairman of Delimitation Commission? Chief Election Commissioner or Election Commissioner or President, Eminent Jurist. Who is that? Chief Election Commissioner, Eminent Jurist. Okay. So generally the Delimitation Commission will be headed by, so none of the above students. It will be the retired Supreme Court judge. It will be the active or retired Supreme Court judge. Active or retired Supreme Court judge. So you have to be. No, he don't fit under the eminent jurist category. Okay. For example, what are the qualifications to become the Supreme Court judge? 10 years of practice as a High Court judge, then Chief Justice of any High Courts, okay, of High Court, then advocate, 10 years of advocate experience and eminent jurist. Why we kept this eminent jurist? Because eminent jurist is not equal to Supreme Court judge. Eminent jurist can be a person who is, like acting as a law professor in any law university. The person is also an eminent jurist. A person who is practicing a private lawyer also, eminent jurist. Anything. Eminent jurist not necessarily associated with the High Court as well as Supreme Court. So answer must be active or retired Supreme Court. Generally, retired Supreme Court judge will be appointed as a Delimitation Commission chairman, and other members of the Delimitation Commission are Election Commission of India, Chief Election Commissioner, plus in whichever the state they are doing that exercise, that state election commissioner, SEC, state election commissioner. So this is the composition of the delimitation. And how many times delimitation appointed so far? 4 times delimitation appointed. Okay. And now we are taking 1971 population and we stopped that, because after that the population growth rate in North India and South India is completely different. So we kept 1971 as a base. And when it is going to be changed? After 2026 it is going to be changed. Now what is the main complaint? The main complaint is, now listen, if 2011 census taken as standard, obviously, okay, more representation will be given to North India, more representation to North India. So this is the complaint of South India, because GDP point of view also the contribution of South India is pretty much significant. So now already you are losing in terms of Finance Commission, because Finance Commission is taking the data of 2011, and if you lose the representation also, then that will be the losing both on the financial side as well as the democratic representation. That is the main complaints of the South Indian state. That is the reason it is in news. I hope you understood detail. If you have any doubts, ask me, students. Now let us go to the notes.
Why 2021 census is being postponed indefinitely?
By?
Why 2021 second year census is being postponed? Are there genuine reasons or it is politically motivated?
because of the COVID pandemic, the census was been postponed. Now we are waiting for the government decision whether they will go for the census or not, just because of the COVID only, because of the COVID reason. Delimitation Commission. So government, when government gives the advice to the president, and president will appoint them. All the appointments will be done by the president only, because president is the head of the executive. According to Article 53, when you check, all the union's executive powers are vested with the president, and according to Article 77, you know that all the actions of the union government will be on the name of the president. Yes. No selection panel. No selection panel regarding the delimitation commission. Delimitation. Now, why it is in news? Already I told you, so many politicians from southern states, they are raising voices over the delimitation, because South Indian states, they felt it is unfair, because South Indian state, I mean, these notes will be given to you, don't worry. First listen, okay? They are feeling unfair because they are not getting the number of seats according to the population. So many seats are going to the North India only. That is the main reason, friends. Population control. Already told you, South Indian states, they control population very effectively. So the population growth rate in South India is less, and the population growth in North India is very high, and they are going to get the advantage, and which is been saying by the South Indian states. Next, delimitation. What is the meaning of delimitation? Already I told you, delimitation will fix the limits of the boundary, and it will also fix the territorial constituencies. Even delimitation commission will decide the reservations also. You know that, students, SC/ST reservations are there only in the Lok Sabha as well as Assembly. There is no reservation in the Rajya Sabha as well as Council. There is no reservations, Rajya Sabha, Council. What about the President? Do you have SC/ST reservation in the President? No reservation. Vice President? No. Speaker? Tell me, Speaker. Do you have any SC/ST reservation for Speaker? No. Okay. You have SC/ST reservation for only Lok Sabha as well as Assembly and local government. In local government, you are not only having SC/ST reservation, you are having the women reservation also. 1/3 of the total number of seats will be reserved to women. But the BC reservation is optional in the local level. It depends on the state. Last year, Madhya Pradesh government, they enacted the OBC reservation in the local governments. That is optional. Okay. Next. So who will appoint? Obviously, the President of India will appoint this delimitation commission. The question someone asked. Next, so far, how many times delimitation commission set up? 4 times delimitation commission been set up, students. Next, delimitation now, based on which year? 1971. And constitutional mandate, yes, in Constitution, Article 82 talks about the number of seats in Lok Sabha and Assembly. They have to be changed after every census. What is the challenge? The challenge is about the population control. Just now we discussed. Because all the states, they are not putting same efforts to control the population. You might have known that recently, United Nations Fund on Population Growth, they are predicting that by the year July, by next year, next month, in the same year, we are going to overcome the China also in terms of population growth. You might have known that. Next, 42nd Constitution Amendment Act 1976. Based on this amendment, we stopped increasing the number of seats, and we clearly mentioned that till 2000 it is not going to be changed. Again, through 87th Amendment, we extended that like up to 2026. It must be somewhere in the next slide. Up to 2026. This you have to know. 42nd Amendment, 87, but remember 87th Amendment pretty much. 87th Amendment 2003. It frozen on the increasing the number of seats up to 2026. Okay. Next, why you have to do the delimitation? You have to do the delimitation because each and every state, they should get equal representation, at least a fair representation. For example, a state A, it is having 10 lakh population, it is having 10 seats. State B, which is having 1 lakh population, then it must have at least 1 seat. A fair representation must be done. That is can be ensured only through delimitation only, students. Delimitation will ensure 1 vote, 1 value. 1 vote, 1 value. It will be ensured by delimitation, students. Okay. And constitutional provisions. Article 82, it talks about the delimitation of the Lok Sabha constituencies, and Article 170, it talks about the delimitation of the assembly constituencies. Always generally, so I mean central level and state level generally articles will be in the difference of 89. General difference will be the 89. Very rarely, sometimes it will be the 79. The difference between the central level, state level. For example, if I ask you, which article deals with the president assent to bills? President assent to bills. President don't come into the 200s, it is hundreds only. Yeah? President assent to bills, that is a parliament I am talking about. Parliament is from which range of article to which range of article? 79 to 122. Triple one obviously. Triple one. President assented to bills. Governor assented to bills? 200. 89 generally. The difference would be the 89. Okay. So, ordinance by president? Ordinance by governor? Okay. Generally this difference will be the 89, 90. This is the range of the article difference between the central level as well as state level. Next, concern regarding the delimitation. Like I said earlier, regional disparity. When population are taking as a like figure, the South India, despite having only 18% of the population, it is contributing around the 35% of the country GDP. So, this may result to unequal representation between North and South India. It is very dangerous to the federal structure also. That is very important, students. Already we are claiming that 15th Finance Commission. 15th Finance Commission, you know that, students. What the Finance Commission will do? Yes, allocation of tax allocation, tax revenue allocation between the center and state. It also includes the grants. Okay, tax collection allocation between the center and state. Now, how much percentage is going to states now? 42. Actually, this based on this idea, one question asked in this year prelims. Which of the following factors are the parameters for the allocation of money from the between the center and state? 42%. Very good. 15th Finance Commission is also took 2011 census as a base. So now North Indian states, they got much reserves, I mean money reserves compared to South Indian states, and it is also going to affect the number of SC/ST seats also. Because if the number of seats in North India is increasing, means obviously the number of SC/ST seats in North India also will increase, no doubt. In India, where the SC/ST, I mean in which context SC/ST reservations you can see, where you will see SC/ST context, and in what kind of reservation you will see to SC/ST. You will see reservation to SC/ST in education. Where you will see the reservation of SC/ST in education? Article 15.5, okay, Article 15.5 and Article 15.4. Article 15.4 added through which case? Champakam Dorai Rajan case. Okay, after the Champakam Dorai Rajan case, 15.4 was added. This is about the SC/ST reservation in the education. Then what about the SC/ST reservation in jobs? Article 16, clause 4 and 4A and 4B. 4A talks about reservations in promotions. Then where you will see the SC/ST reservation further? You will see the SC/ST reservation in political. Article 243D, SC/ST reservation in the Panchayat Raj as well as municipalities. Then you will see SC/ST reservation in Lok Sabha also, Article 330. Okay. Then you will see SC/ST reservation in Assembly, Article 332. And already you know that Article 334 is saying that SC/ST reservation will be renewed for every how many years? 10 years. Every 10 years. So these are the various reservations given to SC/ST, and you must also know that National Commission for SC, Article 338, and National Commission for ST is Article 338A. Article 338A. For SC/STs, we are having the Schedule 5, protection of the SC/STs, Schedule 5. How many states are having the Schedule 5? 10 states. 10 states. Okay. Which state is having the highest number of ST, recognized STs? Madhya Pradesh, highest number of STs, recognized STs. Highest number of PBTGs? Odisha, highest number of PBT. So, this is what you have to know, students. All the constitutional provisions where SC and STs are having the different types of reservations, political reservation, education reservation and employment reservations. So, that even though they are asking they want to test your interconnectiveness in the concepts, you can easily answer this type of MCQs. So, how many of you wrote this year prelims exam? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, what would be the cutoff according to your source?
77 to 82.
There is a very wide range here. So,
I think so 80 to 85.
80 to 85. Same? Did not write? Someone said who wrote? More than 85? I do not think so. Okay. It will be around 80 to 82 plus or minus. So, that is the range. I think so, but let us see. So, appointment, as we discussed earlier, President of India will be appointed the election commission, and election commission, this delimitation commission, it consists of retired Supreme Court judge, chief election commissioner and respective state election commissioners, article 243K, election commission of the state. Functions already we discussed, and one more thing, students, here out of these 3 members, if there is a difference of opinion among these 3 members in the delimitation commission, majority prevails. That means out of these 3 members, what the 2 members are saying, they will take decision accordingly. So, this is generally tested in so many mock tests. Majority of decision prevails, students. So, with this we are done with the delimitation. That is the first topic. Next topic we are going to discuss, that is the Manipur violence. Manipur violence. First, let me explain what is this violence is all about, then we will go through the notes. Okay. Does Manipur is having any international border? Does Manipur is having any international border? Which country? Obviously. So, Manipur, law and order situation in Manipur is very important with respect to the international security also. Because sometimes what is happening, students, when government of India is taking strict action on the Naga militants or something, they are escaping out of the Manipur and they are going into the Myanmar. Of course, Myanmar is helping out to India. Even you know that, students, India, Myanmar, Thailand, we are having the trilateral highway, Kaladan multimodal project between the India and Myanmar, and Myanmar is a gateway for India's connectivity towards the ASEAN, Southeast Asia, and Myanmar is also member in the BIMSTEC, and we are having some contiguous exclusive economic zone in Bay of Bengal with Myanmar. What is the very major river in the Myanmar? Irrawaddy river. Irrawaddy river is one of the major river in the Myanmar. Even Balangadhar Tilak also, when he was arrested in the Swaraj movement, he was sent to jail. Where? Where in Myanmar? Mandalay jail. Very good. Mandalay. Even the Bahadur Shah II. Bahadur Shah II also, after their kids been killed in front of him, Bahadur Shah II also sent to the Mandalay jail. You might have known that. So, traditionally, and Mandalay previously used to known as, Myanmar used to known as Burma. Burma teak is also very popular. Buddhism is also connecting link between the India and Myanmar. These kind of some commonalities are there between the India and Myanmar. Now, we will focus on the Manipur. So, what is the main issue regarding the Manipur? Tell me students. First, you try to tell. What is the main issue in the Manipur? Manipur violence this time. What is the main issue? Very good. He is saying about ST status. So, what is this ST status? What is this all about? Who is getting the ST status and who is objecting? Meitei. Okay. So, Meitei tribe. Meitei tribe. They are objecting or they are getting the ST status. Okay. They are getting the ST status. This is objecting by whom? Objection by which tribe? Kuki tribe and other tribes. Other tribes, that is it. So, this is the summary guys, this is the main discussion. These people, they are demanding for ST status. Even the Manipur High Court also given judgment that they should be given the ST status. Here one constitutional problem, the constitutional problem is even Supreme Court also said that High Court cannot interfere in these kind of issues, because High Court is not the one to decide who should get the ST status and who should not get the ST status. But High Court unnecessarily involved in this case, because after High Court judgment only the violence increased a lot. So, Manipur is like, students, Manipur is like a state where Imphal Valley will be in the center of the Manipur, students. Imphal Valley, where in this valley these Meitei tribes will be there, valley, okay. Imphal Valley, Meitei. Rest of the entire states are, like they are the hilly areas. The entire state is the hilly areas. Here you can see the tribes. Now, these tribes' main objection is, if this Meitei community, if they given the ST status, then they will come and they will evict, they will displace the other tribes. They claim the land rights of the other tribal people. So, that is the reason other tribal people, they are severely protesting regarding the Meitei including in the ST list. That students, still in Telangana also sometimes you will see there is a struggle between the Lambadi community as well as the Adivasi ST community. Why? ST community, they are feeling that Lambadas are already well developed, they are living in the plain areas and they are occupying the ST rights. Have you heard about this? The fight between the Lambada community and Adivasi community. So, it is everywhere. So, in this context now you know that there are two communities, Meitei community and Kuki tribe. This entire issue is going in which state? Manipur. And you also know that Manipur is sharing border with Myanmar. Manipur is sharing border with Myanmar. What other information you have to know? The other information you have to know is, by the way, if you want to give a ST status to particular tribe, what is the process? That also you have to know. Okay. If you want to recognize a particular tribe as an ST, the process is ST recognition process. First, it should start from the state government. What the state government will propose? It will give the governor, and governor propose that, okay, this should be given the ST status. Governor will send that report to union government. They send the report to the Union Ministry for Tribals. Okay. Then it will go to the Director General of Registrars, DGI, Director General of Registrar. From there it will go to the National Commission for ST. After National Commission of ST, after they given the report to this Union Ministry for Tribes, then it will go to Council of Ministers. Council of Ministers will give advice to President, and President will issue the notification. That is it. So, now in examination point of view, who notifies a particular tribe as a ST means your answer must be President. Very, very important. That means it is a federal feature or unitary feature? Unitary feature, because the decision is taken by the center, even though the proposal is starting from the states. Very important. President will issue. So, once a particular tribe is recognized as an ST, then it will enjoy all the benefits. One more thing you have to understand, students, this notification is state specific. This notification is state specific. What is the meaning of the state specific? That means a particular community which is ST in this state, it may not be ST in the another state. Very important. Lambada community, ST in Telangana, but in Karnataka if you go, it might be SC or BC, I am not sure, SC I think so, in Karnataka. So, one caste, if it is ST in one state, it may not be ST in another state. Within the state also sometime it will change. Kapu in Andhra Pradesh. In South Andhra Pradesh, Kapu community is having the reservation, but in the North Andhra Pradesh, Kapus are not having the reservation, even they are demanding for the reservation also. Yes or no? So, that you have to understand. You know that students, Lok Sabha and Assembly seats, they are reserved to SC, ST, you know that. For example, in Maharashtra, if someone, the Lambada community, if he is not belong to ST, but he comes to Telangana and contests in the ST, whether he will be disqualified or not? Disqualified, because his caste in Maharashtra is not ST. This kind of case was happened previously. Are you understanding my point? A person who is non-ST from Maharashtra came to Telangana and contest in ST category means obviously the person will be disqualified according to which law? According to the Representation of People Act 1951, RPA, according to Representation of People Act 1951. Okay, fine. So, you have to know regarding the Manipur issue, you have to know first the dispute is regarding the ST status. ST status is proposing to Meitei community, it is being opposing by the Kuki tribe and other tribes. This Meitei community is living mainly in the valley area and Imphal valley area, rest of the hilly areas, tribal areas where these other tribes will be are living, and Manipur is sharing the border with the Myanmar, and Manipur is having the one of the floating national park present in Manipur. What is the name of the floating national park? Kabul Lamjavo National Park. Next, how a particular community will be given the ST status? I told you the process. The process will start from where? State, and the notification given by the president. Okay, highest number of STs? Madhya Pradesh. Highest number of the particularly vulnerable tribal groups? Odisha. National Commission for ST, which article? 338A. National Commission for ST. Reservation to SC STs in promotions? Which article? 16(4)A. Very good. Reservations in promotions. So, reservations in promotion, while you are giving reservations in promotions, do you have to see the efficiency also? This year UPSC question here, that is, they have an idea. This year UPSC they have given a question that according to article 16(4) in the reservation, efficiency has to be seen according to article 335. In another statement they given that in article 335 efficiency is defined. You remember that? So, the questions are asking. Okay, this year remember students, around 14 questions came from the polity. So, you can easily attend 10 to 11 students. That itself you will get overall 22 marks. Okay, we have done the polity analysis also the same channel. So, you can find it students. Okay students. So, this is about Manipur. We are discussing about Manipur issue, and Manipur is sharing border with Myanmar. Imphal valley where you will see the Meitei tribe. Now, we will discuss about further issue. And one more thing students you have to understand here, that is, so now when these two tribes are fighting each other, it resulted to a lot of law and order disturbance. If any state is going through the internal disturbance, then which article come into play? 355. Listen, very good. What is article 355 is talking about? Article 355 is talking about responsibility of union government. Responsibility of union government. What is the responsibility of union government? Responsibility of the union government is, okay, to protect states. To protect states. On two grounds. One is external aggression. The other one is the internal disturbance. So, this is the responsibility of center towards the state. So, central government has to protect the state from external disturbance as well as external aggression as well as internal disturbance. As a part of this, center can give direction to states. In the process, center can give the direction to states. In this process, union government can give directions to state government. Okay, fine, students. In case if the state government don't follow the direction, then what will happen? Very good. If state governments do not follow such directions, then what will happen, students? Then very good, president rule imposed. President rule. Which article, students? 365, students. 365. Okay. President rule will be in two ways. One is the failure of the constitutional machinery, that is 356. This is about the 365. It was in news also, 355, 365 news. So, this is about the one more issue regarding the Manipur. In exam, sometimes they will ask, what is the duration of this president rule? Tell me, students, max 3 years or first 1 year only? What is the duration of this?
3 years, sir.
Tell me, what is the duration? Did you understand the question? So, normally, how many years you can impose a national emergency? 5 years? No time limit. 1 year, and 1 year can be extended any number of times. No time limit. What about the president rule according to article 365? So, these kind of things you have to be very clear, students. These are a purely current affairs based question, polity. 365. Okay. Duration. Regarding the duration, no time limits. Even no 6 months is also not there. Once this law and order is restored back, then the president rule will be removed. There is no time limit. Very important, students. So, these are the three concepts involved in the Manipur issue. Now, as I explained the concepts, now we go to the notes. Once that is done, then we will move on to the next topic. Okay. So, is anyone writing group 1 exam? Group 1 exam 1, 2. So, rest of the people, you are not writing the group 1 exam. Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, but you are not writing. You did not apply. Okay. So, this is a Cable Lamjavo Floating National Park. You know that, friends. Okay. So, now we are discussing about judicial panel to probe violence in Manipur. To investigate this violence in Manipur, judicial panel been probed. So, we have to know that what are the reasons behind the violence. I told you, major community in Manipur, Meitei community they wanted ST status, why other tribes they are opposing the Meitei community, and what are kind of measures announced. Obviously, when this kind of violence is happened, some temporary measures will be announced, like law and order will be restored, and some promises to the other tribal people. Such kind of promises are there, and DGP will be transferred. So, whenever this kind of issues will be there, officials will be transferred. You know that train collision in Odisha, then what will happen? The train master and all these things, those people will be transferred. That's an immediate thing. But long term measures, if there are any, that is okay. Otherwise, there is waste. Okay. Then article 355 already explained. So, let us discuss about this Manipur notes. Union Home Ministry, they appointed one. So, judicial panel to probe this Manipur violence. This violence is between the which tribe? Manipur Kuki tribe and other major non-tribal group, that is the Meitei community. This violence mainly started in the February 2023, and it is increased a lot after High Court given an order that ST status must be given to the Meitei community. But High Court should not have any role in this. That is what Supreme Court opinioned. Supreme Court opinioned that High Court should not interfere. That means High Court went beyond its jurisdiction. When High Court went beyond its jurisdiction, if that resulted to the violation of fundamental right, then Supreme Court will stop the High Court. That is known as prohibition. That is known as what? Writ of prohibition. Have you heard about this? Prohibition, certiorari. Okay, these are the two things. So, result, obviously this resulted to the violence between the Meitei and other community. So, this All Tribal Students Union, All Tribals Students Union of Manipur, ATSUM, they are opposing the Meitei community, ST status. Same this kind of community, even you will see the Bodo community in Assam, okay, Assam Students Federation. So, these are the pressure groups, you can call it as in mains. If you clear the prelims in GS paper 2, you have one of the pressure groups there, this kind of role of pressure groups. Recently, yesterday we done the 10 years of Telangana, where there also we have seen lot of pressure groups, student unions, TJAC and all these things. Major community, valley, in Manipur valley, around 10% of the Manipur land is dominated by the non-tribal Meitei community, and they are contributing around 64% of the population. You can understand 64% of the population living in the 10% of the land mass means you can understand that now in Manipur valley the population density is very high, because that is the plain area. If you give reservation to Meitei community, that means around 64% of the population will get benefit and the rest of the tribal rights will be taken away. That is pretty much clear. And out of 60 MLAs, 40 MLAs will belong to Meitei community. So, that means they are limited geographically, but they are very dominant in terms of politically and economically also they are dominated. That is other tribes are claiming. Other tribes are claiming that there are enough representation in the assembly, so they can talk about the rights. So, they should not given the ST status, because already they are developed educationally. And the hill area, around 90% of the state comprising the hill area, and they are inhabited by more than 35% of the tribes. You can understand different tribes, and they are representing only 20 MLAs. That is under representation. So, recently Manipur, they appointed one committee, that is Scheduled Tribes Demand Committee of Manipur. This committee recommended reservation to Meitei community 10 years back. Now, Manipur High Court is also saying that implement the reservation to Meitei community. That resulted to the clash between the Meitei community and other tribes. What is the argument of Meitei community? Meitei community is arguing that this reservation is not new, we are not newly asking. Before independence also, we used to have the reservation, we used to as a ST, scheduled tribe. Now, after Manipur merged in India in 1949, you know students, whichever the state merged after 1947 in India, for those states generally you have to do the constitution amendment. That was clearly said in the Berubari case also, 1960. Okay. That is the reason when you read polity, when Manipur merged into India at that time, so Manipur into northeast state, at that time you will be referred with one constitution amendment also. So, what this Meitei community is claiming? Meitei community is claiming that we must have the reservation, we must be recognized as STs, because before independence we used to be the ST. And they are saying that if we get the ST status, we will get more opportunities in education, our culture can be protected, because you know the students, Article 29 talks about the cultural rights of the minorities, okay, linguistic minority as well as the religious minority. SC, ST comes under, ST especially comes under the linguistic minority. Their culture will be protected, their script also will be protected. So, and they will have the land rights also, land rights. How the land rights? Because once you are recognized as a ST, ST's land cannot be transferred to non-STs. You know that. This was the question in the last year prelims, 2022 prelims. One question is, if a particular area is included in the scheduled area, what is the consequence? The consequence is land transfer from the non-ST to ST cannot be happened. So, yes, ST to non-ST cannot be happened, even though the non-ST people do not know about that also. Even though they do not know, after they come to know, they have to surrender that land. Otherwise, so they will be prosecuted, friends. So, the population around 59% of the population in 1959, now this Meitei community population reduced to 44, and they are claiming that they are not getting the proper safeguards, so they want reservations. The other tribal groups, they are opposing, because Meiteis, they are having demographic advantage, because they are living in the plain areas, politically they are representing, they are educated very well, and they are controlling the states, more number of MLAs, out of 60, 40 belong to Meitei community, and Meitei community speaks Manipur language. Their Manipur language is also included in the 8th schedule. How many languages in the 8th schedule? 22. When English was added? English is not there. Very good. Sanskrit? Sanskrit. Okay, friends. And one more thing, Metis community already now majority of the community members, they are recognized as SC. They are enjoying the benefits of SC, but still they want to claim the ST benefits. What are the immediate measures announced? I mentioned in the notes. Check this. Immediate measures, like a judicial committee appointed, a peace committee between the two tribes, DGP was transferred, and a rehabilitation package, because in this violence some people lost their home, some people like they've been hospitalized, victimized, they've been helped. Article 355, I told you. Article 350, it empowered the union government to protect the state against two things, internal disturbance as well as external aggression, and it present in the emergency provisions, which is present in the part 18, and center can impose emergency and by using article 355 students. Require condition, I told you duration, there is no duration. Safeguards, it is to safeguard the states, and union government can withdraw this emergency whenever the law and order is restored. Whether this comes under judicial review or not means yes, all the emergency comes under judicial review, because judicial review is one of the basic structure. Which article talks about the judicial review directly or indirectly? Article 13, very good. Article 13 talks about the judicial review. Actually, this 42nd amendment 1976, it tried to take away the judicial review by adding article 368 class 4 and class 5, but these two, they were being invalid by Supreme Court in Minerva Mills case. And in this year prelims also they asked this question, through which of the following amendment the judicial interpretation of the fundamental rights taken away from the judiciary? Answer is which one?
42nd Constitution.
First Constitutional Amendment Act, first amendment. Srija, why you think 42nd amendment? What's the reason behind that?
Because only all of those interpretations have came, sir. That's why I thought like 42nd.
Okay. First Constitutional Amendment Act added the 31B, which added the 9th schedule. What is the 9th schedule is saying that any law, even though violating fundamental rights, even though it is violated, can't be questioned in the courts. Cannot be questioned in the courts. So, this is the thing. So, a reasoning, the answer is the first Constitution Amendment Act. Even it added of course article 31A also, 31A, 31B. What about 31C? It is saying that that's very good. They are more powerful than and article 19. I told you in the notes also, fundamental rights notes. Are we clear? Very good. Circumstances imposed, which condition it will be imposed, we discussed already. President power, whether, when any emergency is imposed, normally executive will be affected, legislature will be affected. For example, during the president rule, state executive will be dismissed and state assembly also will not function, because if the executive is dismissed, if the council of ministers are dismissed, how the assembly will function? Assembly cannot function. In this president rule, in this article 365, only executive will be affected, legislature will not be affected and judiciary also will not be affected. Way forward, obviously, to prevent these kind of troubles, you have to improve the trust between different communities and you have to make a peaceful resolution among different tribes. That is the way forward, and you can check the notes. So, this is about the second issue, that is the Manipur violence. And the third issue recently in news in the last 1 week, that is about Central Vista and a new parliament. You know that students, a new parliament building has been inaugurated, you know that. So, this is all about the Central Vista complex. Now, the entire Central Vista complex is not opened, okay, only in this Central Vista project. It started with the Rashtrapati Bhavan, First, then it extends till India Gates. India Gates. So, the entire this Rashtrapati Bhavan to India Gates, this entire path, this entire walk is known as what? Kartavya Path. Kartavya Path. This entire line is known as Kartavya Path. Previously, it used to be known as Rajpath, Kartavya Path. Okay, India Gates. Beyond the India Gates, here you will find War Memorial. Previously, it used to be the Rajpath. Rajpath, now the Rashtrapati Bhavan. Beside the Rashtrapati Bhavan. Okay. So, on the right side of the Rashtrapati Bhavan, PM office, PM residence and PM office, and on the left side, MP's office you will have, and the new parliament is also there on the left side. Now, in the next for few minutes, we are going to discuss about the new parliament in the Central Vista complex. I hope you are understanding. New parliament is been, old parliament, it might be converted into some museum or whatever it may be. Now, new parliament been constructed. Now, we are going to discuss about how the questions can be asked in the old parliament, and now what kind of information you have to know about the new parliament. This is about the Central Vista project you have to know. So, once again I am repeating, Central Vista project is the area between the Rashtrapati Bhavan and India Gates. Previously Rajpath, now we are known as Kartavya Marg or Kartavya Path. On the left side, Prime Minister residence, Prime Minister office. On the right side, MP's office, President office. This new parliament, even the Vice President office also will come on this side. Previously, this Vice President residence was not there. Okay. Further, you know that, like I said earlier, Vice President residence and new Parliament house is coming exactly opposite to Parliament office. These are the images you can know. This is a new Parliament. So, inside of this, now we are going to check about this new Parliament is also accommodating the increased number of seats. In the beginning of the class, I told you, after 2026, based on the 2011 census, Lok Sabha seats will be increased and Rajya Sabha seats will be increased. Now, the present strength of Lok Sabha is 545. If you remove the Anglo-Indian, 543. Max strength of the Lok Sabha is how much? 550. Max strength of Rajya Sabha? 250. Then Lok Sabha max strength is how much? Lok Sabha 250. Yeah.
Lok Sabha is 550, Rajya Sabha is 250. Current strength is 543 and 240.
So, Lok Sabha max strength is 552. 552 Lok Sabha strength and 545 the present strength. Then Anglo-Indians are not there, 543. Rajya Sabha max strength is 250 and the present strength is 245. Out of that, 12 are nominative members, 233 are the elected by MLAs. So, this is the strength. Now, we are going to discuss about the history of the old Parliament House, and there was a controversy was surrounded regarding the Sengol. What is the controversy surrounding the Sengol also? We will see. Okay. Which animal present on the top of the Sengol? Bull. Very good. Bull represents equality and justice. Very good. Can you find the word justice in the preamble of the Indian Constitution also? Yes. Yes. We inspired that concept from which country? USSR Constitution. USSR Constitution. Okay. As a part of 75th independence, Indian Parliament been inaugurated. Actually, this year prelims really, even I told to so many students also, I expected that lot of question from the modern history, because we are celebrating the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Yeah. So, in the prelims, lot of questions expected from modern history, but contrary to that, majority of the question appeared from the ancient as well as medieval. Okay. Because I thought, Halur Sitaram Maraju statue inaugurated, and Narendra Modi, Prime Minister mentioned about Subhash Chandra Bose and Man Ki Baat program. So many different national leader statues been inaugurated. Okay. Even Vaikom Satyagraha, so, and Kakori train robbery, so many incidents happened actually. So, to ask the question. Next, Central Vista project. Like I mentioned earlier, Central Vista project, old one, Parliament, Rashtrapati Bhavan, North Block, South Block, just I told you. So, two opposite side, North Block and South Block in the previous. So, here also. So, this is the building, North and South Block. Yes, North Block on the Parliament side and South Block towards the Prime Minister side. So, previously Rashtrapati Bhavan, North and South Block used to be there, and Rashtrapati Bhavan Parliament, these three when Britishers were there. Parliament House, this Parliament was designed by Edwin Lutyens and Herbert Baker, whereas Rashtrapati Bhavan, President one, only Edward Lutyens, Herbert Baker were not involved. And the other way, North and South Block, they were been designed by Herbert Baker. So, this is some of the factual information regarding the old Parliament design. Old Parliament, old Rashtrapati Bhavan, old North South Block. Parliament designed by these two architects. We will see some further information about this Parliament, students. Foundation. So, this Parliament foundation was done in 1929, 1921, Britain's Duke of Connaught, 1921. 1921 means at that time non-cooperation movement was going on in India. Between 1922, non-cooperation movement was there. Then it is described as one of the symbol of India's rebirth to the higher destinies. That means India is going towards the new direction. That was a description given by the Duke. Duke means prince, you can call it as. Okay. And opening, it was opened in 1927. Can you recall who was the viceroy at that time? 1927 means, yes, Simon is the viceroy, no? Reading is from 1921 to 26, yeah, isn't it? Any idea? 26 to 31. Options. Okay. Chelmsford. Yeah, answer untadi indro. Don't worry. ఇప్పుడు ఖచ్చితంగా ఉంటుంది స్టూడెంట్స్ ఇందులో. మాంటేక్, Linlithgow, Wavell, Irwin. Tell me. జాగ్రత్త ఆలోచించి చెప్పండి. మీరు లాస్ట్కి ఇచ్చాను ఆన్సర్. ఎస్, వెరీ గుడ్. 26 to 31, Irwin. But I know that Gandhi-Irwin Pact, 1931. So, Irwin. Okay. Sometimes they give the MCQs that Lord Linlithgow was the one who inaugurated the parliament. No, not the Linlithgow. So, Irwin, 1926 to 31. This is how you have to very clear about the, so who was the viceroy. Obviously, why is the new need of the new parliament? Obviously, the old parliament is outdated. Even though the parliament is outdating, even the MPs is also not that much contributing to the debate. You know that, friends. The productivity of the parliament is decreasing day by day. Majority of the MPs, they are very much active in the question hour and 0 hour. After the lunch, majority of the people either not attend the house, or even though they attended, they don't ask the question much, they will sleep majority of the times. Planning of the new parliament, students. So, when who done this design of this new parliament? So, this new parliament design, first the requirement of the new parliament, it was approved by the Meera Kumar. So, this Meera Kumar was the speaker at that time. Meera Kumar. I think she is in now Hyderabad visit now. Meera Kumar, speaker at that time. Then Sumitra Mahajan, 2015. She proposed the construction of new parliament to the Ministry of Urban Affairs. Then in 2020, 3 years back, the foundation was laid, and this new parliament together with other projects altogether known as Central Vista projects. Central Vista project, 3 km stretch, Rashtrapati Bhavan to India Gate, President India Gate. In this, which building comes? Rashtrapati Bhavan, North and South Block, Rajpath. Now it is known as Kartavya Mark, India Gate, War Memorial. In that War Memorial, even we kept Subhash Chandra Bose bust as well. Subhash Chandra Bose, so bust statue. Okay, the marble from which that made, it was from Khammam only. You might have known that. Okay, black granite. New offices along with the old offices, Vice President office and Prime Minister office and Central Secretariat. So, all together known as Kartavya Path or Kartavya Marg. So, these are some of the new buildings which are coming in this phase. And this new parliament is designed by Bimal Patel and constructed by the Tata. And the member strength, the new parliament can accommodate almost 1272 members. And new Lok Sabha is going to be the 888 and Rajya Sabha is going to be the 384. Remember, students, number of seats in parliament is going to be increased very soon. If that is according to the 2011 population, then North India is going to have a very high number of seats. Any particular political party, if they are able to win seats in Rajasthan, UP, Bihar and so Madhya Pradesh, then they can easily form the government central level, irrespective of whether they win seats or not in the South India. Okay. Yeah, that is the main concern. That is against the federal structure, obviously. Now the financial things also going against the federal structure. Even governor also, you know what is happening. Telangana governor, Tamil Nadu governor, Kerala. Even the Kerala governor threatened the ministers that you must behave yourself, otherwise I will remove them. Yes, sack them. How the governor will remove the minister? No, governor cannot remove the minister unless until chief minister advised. Unless until chief minister advised him. Recently, KCR advised the governor to remove the Etel Rajendra. Then he removed. Unless until chief minister advised the governor, minister cannot be removed. So these are things happening. Features of the new parliament building, go through that. Obviously, new, spacious and a green code reflecting the Indian heritage, and as a part of Atmanirbhar, because now we are building. The old parliament built during the Britishers' time. So it is reflecting the modern change. Expectation from the new parliament. Obviously, the expectation is about the more parliament conduct. Nowadays, you know that as time is going on, more and more abusive language is happening in the parliament. Yes or no? Previously, we used to say use the parliament language. Now we are saying that please use the non-parliamentary language, because now the parliament language become very filthy and abusive. Okay. And Sengol. Okay. So Sengol controversy also happened, students. Actually, Sengol is, you know, like did you watch that this relay, this you know, like Olympics and relay sprint, you know, like 5 into 100 meters. One person, once they finish, he will give the torch to another person. It's all about kind of, you know, like a symbol. Sengol means symbol. When I am transferring power to one authority to another authority, this Sengol will be given. Okay, transfer of authority, power. When Mountbatten, he was the last viceroy of British India and first governor general of the independent India. When he was transferring independence to India, he asked the question, I am transferring the power. Can we make any symbolic thing to the power you know, transfer? Then Rajagopalachari, he referred that during the Chola time, you might have known that Cholas, Pandyas, Ponniyin Selvan too. Recently that movie also, Cholas and Pandyas war always used to be there. Even recently one question also came, who was the contemporary in the 8th century? 8th century who are the kings? None of their kingdom is 8th century. Because if you pick out, 3 of them are 13th century during the Kakatiyas. Yadavas, Hoysalas, Kakatiyas, all they are contemporary. Gajwalas are during the Rajput times. So none of the above it must be. Okay. But anyhow, Sengol represents the transfer of power. On top of the symbol bull, it symbolizes the strength, the justice and equality, and it used to be there. It used to be used during the Cholas time, and Rajaji highlighted this one, and this, you know, like Mountbatten given to Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. After the India got independence, this Sengol, it was kept in the Allahabad Museum, Jawaharlal Nehru Museum in Allahabad. Now the present government decided that to exhibit this in the Parliament House. Why the controversy? The controversy is some ruling party saying that you are opposing the Tamilian culture, that is the reason you are boycotting the parliament and all the nonsense. So we are not going into that, but you have to know about this Sengol. Okay, it is a symbol of transfer of power. It is a 5 feet in length and it is made up of silver and gold. Very, very important. Silver and gold, students. So Lord Mountbatten handed over to Jawaharlal Nehru on 14th August 1947. Significance, transfer of power. So far it kept in where? Allahabad Museum. Allahabad Museum, students. It used to be very popular during the Chola time. Nandi, symbol of justice. And Sengol, this word Sengol derived from the word Semmai. Semmai stands for the righteousness, a right way of living. You know that this is also one of the marg in the Ashtanga Marga. In the Ashtanga Marga, 8-fold path. Okay, 8-fold path. What Buddha said? Buddha said 4 noble truths. What are they? This world is full of sorrow. The root cause of sorrow is desire. You can overcome the sorrow by overcoming the desire. You can overcome the desire by 8-fold path. Ashtanga Marga. Very good. Timeline of the construction I given, just go through it, like, you know, when the project, who won the contract and all these things, just for information purpose only, not much relevant in the competitive examination point of view. So next we are going to discuss about the India-Nepal relations. India-Nepal relations, we will see. I can say this explained is somewhat very good. Even though you miss out that text and context, that will be reflected at the end of the month in any monthly magazine current affairs, it will be reflected. Okay, okay students. Now, regarding the Nepal, the first and most important thing you have to know is Nepal is the only country which declared itself as a Hindu kingdom, point number 1, okay, Nepal. And Nepal is always struggling regarding its constitution. So, they are making the constitution and they are dissolving the constitution and they are trying to make new constitution. Why? Because the stable governments are not forming in the Nepal. And why Nepal is very important to India? Nepal is very important to India because Nepal acts as a buffer between the India and China. Okay? So, these concepts are very important in terms of the IR students. Okay. Fine. Now, let me explain why Nepal is important neighbor. Next, open borders. With Nepal, we are having open borders, and regarding the with respect to Nepal, even we created the Gorkha Rifles, which exclusively for the Nepal, and we are sharing some rivers also with Nepal, river water. So, which river we are sharing with Nepal? Kali river, and controversy also happened regarding the Kali river towards the Bihar. Because these are some of the things with Nepal. In this context, now the Nepal Prime Minister visit to India. In this context, what we can expect, we will see. What are the highlights of the India-Nepal relations? This is the fourth issue, friends. Even we had an issue regarding the Kalapani also. Kalapani is also one of the issue between the India and Nepal. Kalapani issue, Lipu Lake, Limpiadura, Kalapani, Lipu Lake, Limpiadura. These are some of the areas of contention between the India and Nepal. Okay. And with respect to India and Nepal, we have one of the issues are Maoism. Some left-wing extremists, some Naxalites, they are coming from Nepal to India, and which is affecting the internal security of India also. What are the commonality between Nepal and India? Other thing is currency. Indian rupee, which is acceptable in both Nepal. There is a reason during the demonetization, even Nepal also faced problems. And hydroelectric projects. Where we are sharing very commonly with Nepal. Apart from this, what are the other things regarding the Nepal? So, Nepal and India, we are having the common platforms such as SAARC and platforms such as BIMSTEC, common platforms. Okay. And regarding the disaster management also, the cooperation between the India and Nepal is must, because Nepal is located on the tectonic plate boundary, Himalayan tectonic plate boundary. Even when Nepal subjected to the earthquake, so much lives been lost at that time. Operation Maitri, India done, and we helped to so many Nepali people. So, this is general overview between the India and Nepal. And strategically also Nepal is very important to India, but unfortunately nowadays Nepal is more tilting towards the China. Okay, because China's one belt one road policy, or else belt and road initiative regarding that. Now, let us see. So, what is the main highlights regarding this visit? Friends, official visit of Prime Minister of Nepal to India. We will see. Okay, can you guess what is the national animal of Nepal? Cow. Nepal declared so cow as a national animal. Hinduism, obviously. So, which article of the Indian Constitution prohibits the cow slaughtering? Article 48. 48A talks about protection of environment, wildlife, okay, and forest. Animal husbandry is 48. Agriculture and animal husbandry and modern methods, and yes, encouragement is 48. Environment, wildlife, and so forest is 48A. which is added through 42nd Amendment 1976. So, Pushpakamal Dahal, also known as Prachanda, Prime Minister of Nepal, who is in the official visit of India from 31st May to 3rd June. Today, the visit will be concluded. And in the next class, whenever I take the next class, recently actually Indian Prime Minister went to Australia also. We will cover that information also. Okay, we'll cover that information. We just included only this week's information. Gradually, as further weeks are going on, you will be very good in the current affairs basics and advanced also. India-Nepal relations. Already I told you, India and Nepal sharing the open border and people-to-people connection. And India and Nepal relations are based on the India-Nepal Peace and Friendship Treaty in 1950. What do you mean open border? Visa not required. Very good. So, people will go here and there very freely from India to Nepal and Nepal to India. Very freely they will come and go. That is the advantage on one side and the security issue also on the other side, friends. Nepal-India relations are based on the India-Nepal Friendship Treaty in 1950. And around 60 lakhs of Nepali citizens, they are working in India, and India helped to Nepal in getting the membership in the BIMSTEC. Why BIMSTEC membership is required to Nepal? Because Nepal is a landlocked country. That means Nepal is not having any ocean boundaries. So, the nearest ocean or nearest sea to the Nepal is Bay of Bengal. So, it can access the Bay of Bengal very effectively by getting the membership in the BIMSTEC. Next, so various aspects of bilateral cooperation. Economic point of view, India is one of the largest trading partner to Nepal, students, and around 11,000 million or around 1.1 billion trade is there between the India and Nepal, and Indian investment in Nepal. Out of the entire FDIs, foreign direct investment, out of 30% of the Nepal FDI, that means 1/3 of the Nepal FDI, they are coming from the India. So, India is economically, it is having very strong presence in the Nepal economic relations and connectivity also, like I said earlier, Bay of Bengal, and cooperation in the power sector. Nepal export more than 450 megawatts to India, and India also constructed very popular hydroelectric projects in the Nepal, such as Pokhara and Trisuli, Western Gandak and Devi Ghats, and these are some of the hydroelectric projects we constructed in the Nepal. Some other hydroelectric projects I mentioned. So, this is the present relations, and in the Nepal Prime Minister visit to India now, the relations are going to be expanded further. You can expect some of the MOUs, memorandum of understandings and all these things. South Asia's first petroleum products pipeline is also done between the India and Nepal. Why? Because Nepal is depending heavily for their petroleum products on India. Regarding the military cooperation, defense cooperation, joint exercise, Surya Kiran is one of the joint exercise between the India and Nepal, and we done the Operation Maitri also when Nepal subjected to the earthquake. And we are training to Nepal's armed forces. Like I said earlier, earthquake 2015, Nepal experienced around 7.8 magnitude earthquake. Regarding the earthquake also, this year prelims they asked the question regarding the L wave and P wave. So yes, primary and secondary wave, P and S waves, unless until you are pretty much sure that which one is related to sound wave and which one is related to light wave, then only you can answer. Because they did not ask question about P wave and S wave directly, but they asked question about that atoms will move to and fro horizontally and up and down vertically. So, up and down in which waves it will move? Transverse waves, light waves, light property, whereas the primary waves longitudinal sound waves. Whichever the wave is having the sound wave characters, there the molecules will move to and fro. That you have to know. So, when you know that concept, then only you can answer, friends. And India had done the Operation Maitri regarding the earthquake 2015. So, these are some of the issues between the India and Nepal, and in this Nepal Prime Minister visit, let us see what kind of MOUs are finalized. If any MOUs are finalized, that we will discuss, and in your notes also I included further information. Interested people can read the further information, key highlights of these visits. Next we will discuss about one small topic is there. We will discuss about the Govardhan scheme and some MCQs. After that, if time allows, then I will explain Article 299, Article 298. Okay, students. Union Ministry Jal Shakti, Ministry of Jal Shakti, they launched one online portal for Govardhan scheme. What is this online portal? This online portal, whoever interested in the biogas, the CNB or CBG or biogas plant, whoever want to set up the biogas plant, they can register in this online portal. So, in examination point of view, what is the potential question? Who developed this site? That is very important. It is not about the Ministry of IT, it is about the Ministry of Union Ministry for Jal Shakti. And Govardhan scheme, GOBAR, it stands for Galvanizing Organic Bio Agro Resources Dan. This is the GOBAR spelling, GOBAR Dan scheme. It was launched in 2018. It is part of the Swachh Bharat Mission Gramin phase 2. Because the animal waste also should not be wasted, it should be used. The type of economy is known as cyclic economy. You might have known that, students. Economy is two types, use and throw economy and cyclic economy. Cyclic economy is where the waste product also will be used. You might have known that the campaign of life. Have you heard about life campaign? Very well. Lifestyle for environment. What is the target here? 2028. How much percentage? 80% of the villages and 80% of the urban areas, they should become environment friendly. Life campaign. This was for the first time. It was announced by Prime Minister in COP26. Where COP26 was held? Glasgow. Okay. So 27, Sharm el Sheikh, Egypt. 28. Where is the COP28 is going to be held? UAE. Very simple. UAE. COP28 is going to be held in UAE, students. You must know. COP1, first COP meeting was held in where? Bonn. Okay. Berlin. Both Bonn and Berlin, both are in Germany. In Berlin, it was held. Whereas the secretariat of COP, it was in Bonn, Germany. When it was? It was in 1995. Who conducts the COP meetings? It was established in 1992. Rio Summit, Earth Summit, 1992, which was the 20 years of the Stockholm Summit, 1972. Okay. It's the part of the Swachh Bharat Mission, Gramin phase 2. What is the aim? The main aim of this thing is to generating the wealth and energy, converting the animal waste into biogas as well as the compressed biogas and biofertilizers. You know that, students, in budget also you might have known that around 1 crore farmers in the next few years, they will be encouraged towards the natural fertilizers. Okay. So, please go through the budget, this year budget, green economy, all the economy related to greenery, like some Misty program, mangroves, okay, and Pradhan, yes, Pranam one, this is regarding the natural fertilizers, and even Amrit Dharohar, okay, there are different things are there, please go through that, even 500 Govardhan missions also, is like sites promoting the circular economy. Circular economy is like recycling products. Nodal agency, what is the nodal agency? Ministry of Jal Shakti, Department of Drinking Water and Sanitation, Ministry of Jal Shakti, very important, students. So, this is about the Govardhan scheme, and we will see some of the MCQs related to this week questions after then. So, we are done with the class. One topic is left, that is central government immunity. Can Government of India claim immunity from the contracts it involved? Very important. You might have known that. This is also in news. Okay. If it is not covered in this week, we will cover it in the later weeks at least. So, consider the following statements. First, according to the Constitution of India, Parliament of India is composed of Rajya Sabha, Lok Sabha only. No, not only Rajya Sabha, Lok Sabha, even the President also will be involved. Then, the Rajya Sabha has maximum strength of 250 members. Which one is incorrect? So, first one is incorrect, second one incorrect, second one is the correct, maximum strength is 250. Third one, member of Rajya Sabha is elected for a term of 5 years, incorrect. Which one is incorrect? Means obviously one, and the architect of the present Parliament House, we already discussed about the Parliament. The present Parliament architect is related to which one? So, Virupaksha temples, sorry. So, So, this one students, Chausat Yogini temple, Chausat Yogini temple students, the typo mistake. So, Chausat Yogini temple, this is the architect. Next, Central Vista project regarding this was developed by development led by architect Edwin Lutyens and Herbert Becker. Next, it was right, we discussed already. It was inaugurated by Linlithgow. This is wrong. I told you students it was inaugurated by the Irvin during the Irvin time 1927. Next, regarding the article 299, actually we are supposed to discuss actually article 299 of the Indian constitution deals with contracts done by the union government. If central government is involving any contract or state government involving in any contract, article 299 involves students, government of India as well as states. For example, in Amaravati land issue, Andhra Pradesh government involved in contract. What is the contract? You will give the land and we will develop that land and give it to you back. But the contract been violated. Here also, this case is all about one contract agreement between one pistol manufacturing company as well as government of India. I will explain this in detail things, whether government will get the immunity under article 299 or not. It was very popular case in this week, immunity, whether government will get the immunity or not. So, here Supreme Court clarified that no, government do not get immunity from the breach of contract. If the government breach the contract, then government will be punished. It cannot say that according to article 299 all the contracts will be done on the name of the president. So, even though we violate a law, president cannot be questioned in the court. So, if government violated the law, it cannot be questioned, it is not like that. Even though article 299 is clearly saying that government of India will make the contracts on the name of the president, whereas government of state will do the contracts on the name of the governor. In spite of that, if they violate the contracts, then they will be punished. Okay. I will explain this issue in detail in the next class, you will understand. With reference to delimitation commission, consider the following statements. So, the orders of the delimitation commission cannot be challenged in the court of law, right? Orders of the delimitation commission are laid before the Lok Sabha or assembly, they cannot effect the modification in the orders. That means Lok Sabha and assembly, they cannot modify the orders of the delimitation commission because it is appointed by the parliament itself. And Northfield accounts approximately, so 10% of the world known liquefied natural gas reserves it is located in. This is the country based one, it is present in the Qatar. Okay, recently even previous, not this year, before years they given one question, Levant. Levant is a region which is related to what? Is related to the Eastern Mediterranean Sea. Very good. So, this type of questions you can expect. Okay. Naharga Wildlife Sanctuary, recently it was in news related to Rajasthan. Recently Supreme Court given a direction that Great Indian Bustard, they have been killing a lot in Rajasthan because of the high voltage electric lines. So, you have to take proper protection measures. At that point of time, this wildlife sanctuary in Rajasthan, it was also in news. Okay. This Great Indian Bustard, and regarding the Rajasthan, Bharatpur Wildlife Sanctuary, previously it is a bird sanctuary, very popular in Rajasthan. Next exercise, Garuda Shakti, it is between India and Indonesia. In future current affairs classes, we will discuss about the different Navy exercise, Air Force exercise between different country. With any country, if you do all the three exercise, that is known as trilateral exercise, Navy, Air Force and Army, 3. And in this kind of exercise, you should also know the 2+2 exercise, 2+2 dialogue. If our foreign minister and defense minister and other country foreign and defense minister both involved, that is known as 2+2 dialogue. With which countries India is having the 2+2 dialogue? 4. USA, Japan, Australia, and recently Russia. These are the four countries with which India is having the 2+2 dialogue. When India is having the 2+2 dialogue means India is giving utmost importance to that particular country in terms of bilateral relations. Okay. So, these are the 4 issues we discussed in today's class along with the MCQs. As things are going on, we will try to discuss more number of issues along with some facts also I will discuss. Incidents, like current affairs always include issues plus incidents. Incidents are facts which are in newspaper for 1 or 2 days, whereas issues these are in news remain for like 1 week, 2 weeks, sometimes few months also. So, you have to have a good hold on the issues first. Incidents, so it is a memory based one. When you are practicing so many MCQs, you will get a hold on the incidents. So, this is how our weekly current affairs class will be organized. As you are going through few weeks, the basics will be repeated and you will consolidate your knowledge in the current affairs. So, with this we are done with the class.